We all know Star Wars was the big commercial hit. But while George Lucas was building a commercial empire, the true geniuses were making films that were so complex, so dark, and so challenging that Hollywood actively tried to bury them. We've excavated 10 forgotten masterpieces, films that failed at the box office but still outshine modern CGI spectacles. This is a journey through the most philosophical, low-budget, and often tragically misunderstood sci-fi films ever made. If you think the 70s were the genre's golden age, hit that subscribe button now. 1. Silent Running, 1972, the bleakest melodrama. Let's start with the saddest film on this list. Silent Running is a sci-fi melodrama, a genre that shouldn't even exist. The premise is stark. All forests have gone extinct on Earth. The remaining life is preserved in giant greenhouse-like geodesic domes attached to cargo spaceships. Our protagonist, Freeman Lowell, is an ecologist and botanist who tends to this last patch of nature. But when the order comes to jettison and destroy the domes, Lowell fights to preserve the life inside. This film, directed by Douglas Trumbull, the special effects master behind 2001, dared to ask questions about human selfishness and global warming when the world was barely noticing. It was too sad, too human, and too relevant for the masses. Silent Running gradually faded into amnesia, proving that audiences prefer spectacle to self-reflection. 2. THX 1138, 1971. Lucas's anti-Star Wars. Most sci-fi fans revere George Lucas for Star Wars, but before The Force, there was THX 1138, a commercial flop developed from his student film. This is an infinite jail, a dystopian future where human connection is removed. The robotic state controls every aspect of the individual, keeping them under drugs. Reproduction is a crime. Imagine a film where the only meaning in life is a connection to an all-encompassing, good-selling, sex-providing religious state. There are fewer similarities between this and Star Wars than you might think. THX 1138 is required viewing, not because it's fun, but because it influenced Blade Runner and The Matrix. It's the dark, complex foundation that Lucas had to bury to build his $40 billion space opera. 3. Logan's Run, 1976, the ultimate trade-off. The question here is simple. What price are you willing to pay for utopia? Logan's Run presents a post-apocalyptic future where every need is taken care of, but only on one condition. Everyone must enter the ritual of the carousel and be killed when they reach the age of 30, all to control overpopulation. The film holds a mirror to society's obsession with youth. It was a massive concept, leading MGM Television to pay $9 million to Nolan to base a TV series on it. The question is simple. Would you accept 30 perfect years of life followed by guaranteed death, or struggle for 80 messy, imperfect years? Comment your choice. 4. Rollerball, 1975. Individualism versus the corporation. If Death Race 2000 was the B-movie satire, Rollerball was the high-budget intellectual attack. It presents a dystopian future ruled by a stateless corporation that supposedly takes care of every need of humankind. The only sacrifice? The sacrifice of individuality and liberty. The sport of rollerball involves bloodshed and killing, a violent spectacle designed to control the population. One scene perfectly captures the film's philosophy. Social elites run onto a field and destroy trees for entertainment, realizing that destruction is the thing that's causing her happiness. The core issue here is not the violence, but the corporation's belief that you must surrender your freedom for comfort. 5. Damnation Alley, 1977. The Star Wars Scapegoat. This film is a tragic footnote in cinematic history. Damnation Alley is set in a world where the Soviet Union strikes the USA with nuclear weapons. 20th Century Fox had hoped for this movie to be their gem, even though they had another small film called Star Wars also on the slate. Fox thought Star Wars would be a failure. Star Wars being a hit affected Damnation Alley the most, causing Fox to slash and cut a lot of its plot and effects. Released just months after Star Wars, the film stood no chance in theaters and was a box office failure. It was sacrificed for the sins of its successful sibling. Which 70s dystopian sports movie was a better social commentary? Death Race 2000, Pedestrians for Points, or Rollerball, Corporate Control? 6. Star Crash, 1988, the glorious ripoff. How much could a movie dubbed as a Star Wars ripoff achieve with a $4 million budget? Star Crash was a mass entertainer featuring interstellar smugglers, Stella Star and Acton entrusted with finding a secret weapon developed by the evil Count Zarth Arn. The similarities are hard to miss, yet the film, despite being panned by most of the critics, achieved a dedicated cult following. This film is a glorious example of B-movie producers seizing an opportunity. It's one of those films which can be enjoyed being laid back on a lazy Sunday afternoon. 7. The Black Hole, 1979, Disney's dark experiment. Disney releasing a PG-rated movie was a shock in 1979. The Black Hole was Walt Disney's first experiment with sci-fi, and it surprised many by not following the light tone associated with the brand. The film had philosophical undertones made for a mature and older audience. The film, which used a brilliant mixture of practical effects, CGI, and the novel digital medium, was criticized for its dark tone. Today, it's remembered as a unique, ambitious misfire by a studio that usually plays it safe. 8. Death Race, 2000, 1975. The Raw Cult. Hit. This film is the low-budget gem that proves B-movies can bite harder than blockbusters. Set in 1979, the story involves a transcontinental road race created by a totalitarian regime. The rule: innocent pedestrians have to be struck and killed for bonus points. The movie raises questions of democracy and totalitarianism. It was a hit during its time of release, proving that audiences appreciated its hyper-inhumane violence. It's one of the first sci-fi sports thrillers. 9. The Man Who Fell to Earth, 1976, Bowie's Tragedy. This film is not for entertainment. It is for artistic value. David Bowie stars as Thomas Jerome Newton, an alien disguised as a human who comes to Earth to save his drought-ridden planet. Newton quickly achieves wealth, but falls prey to different vices and falls in love with a human. It was by chance that Bowie was cast. The original cut was rejected by Paramount Pictures for being too difficult. It's a must-watch for its originality, demonstrating the corrosive power of human wealth and vice on even the purest alien intent. 10. Solaris, 1972. The Soviet masterpiece. To end the list, we look east. Solaris is considered one of the best science fiction works of all time and was directed by the master Andrei Tarkovsky. Tarkovsky criticized Western sci-fi for its focus on technology. Solaris focuses on representing the complexities of human emotions. The famous dialogue sums up the idea: we don't want other worlds, we want a mirror. Though the film never entered the popular domain due to lack of commercial ambition, it is preserved forever as a profound reflection on the human soul. The 1970s existed between 2001 and Star Wars, a period that revolutionized the genre. These films highlight the endless possibilities that the future is capable of. They may have been failures then, but they are classics now, challenging the very definition of science fiction. Perhaps the magic isn't in the spectacle. It's in the messy, human, and often terrifying ideas. Which film from this list do you think influence modern sci-fi the most? Let us know in the comments.